Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Gaithersburg. I'm Reverend Edith Washington Woods. So happy to be the senior minister here today, and I want to welcome all of you here. Welcome to all of you here in the sanctuary and those at home in your home sanctuary. And is there anyone who is new with us today? Hi, hello, so nice to meet you. Did you get a packet? Can you give them a packet, please? Thank you. And anyone who hasn't been with us in a while. All right, well, welcome. And anybody out there in Love Streaming Land, if you're new or you haven't been with us for a while, please put it in the chat and people will greet you and say hello. And I'll be online in a little bit just to greet you as well. So let us now open with prayer. We take a moment to quiet our minds. Entering into this moment, our inner sanctuary. Being still as we pray. God, the good omniscience, that which is presence. We give thanks for this moment. We give thanks for this moment that we choose to be. May each of us have continuing moments of beingness as we worship together on this day. May we be filled with the whole Spirit of God as we gently move through this time, through this space. May we celebrate this Mother's Day for all who are mothers and those who represent the mothering of the world, the earth, the mothering of our planet, our children, and those who we allow ourselves to parent to. May we fully be present in this moment, here and now, and so it is. Amen. And now we have our opening song. Oh, we don't have it. Okay. I don't see it. Can you hand me my sheet right there? Because I don't, thank you. Thank you very much. And we have our core value today is our youth, adult, and family spiritual education core value. Yeah. And it is on the screen. There it is. And let's say it together. Together, please. We are dedicated to learning and practicing unity and new thought spiritual principles through our youth, adult, and family programs and events. We honor and encourage the innate creativity of all. That's a lot, isn't it? So what does that mean? Well, it means we have a commitment to youth and family ministry. Here's the family, Some of us are younger in the other building, and some of us are younger at heart. And so we nurture all of that. We nurture that experience of youthfulness that we have, whether we claim that we're younger or not. And now we have our congregational song, the God Chant.
Good morning, everybody. So I invite you to stand and swing or sit and sway, bop your head, whatever feels good for you this morning. And our call and response song, God Chant. God is the source of all I see. God is the source in me. God mind in me. God is the voice which I am hearing. God is the voice in me. God is the dance in which I'm dancing. God is the dance in me. God is the laughter I am laughing. God is the laugh in me. God is the joy which I am feeling. God is the joy in me. God is the strength which I am trusting. God is the strength in me. God is the strength in me. Sorry. God is the strength in me. Sing it, tell it, shout it, dance it. Ooh. God is the strength in me. Ooh. God is the strength in me. One more time. Ooh. God is the strength in me.
Good morning. I'm Carol Plummer, and I'm a licensed Unity teacher here, and I'm here to bring you our transformational opportunities this morning. So first of all, we have our pick-a-parties. We're bringing pick-a-parties back. And if you would like to host a picket party, remember last year we had all kinds of fun parties. We had golf, and we had teas and walks and all kinds of things. So we're looking for people to host parties, and you need to do it by May 31st, and you can use the QR code there. All right, next thing we have the Life Celebration Garden Stone Installation is going to occur on May 25th, which is Memorial Day weekend. May 28th, I'm sorry. And that's Memorial Day weekend. Isn't that appropriate? And we're going to be placing stones, any that have been ordered, and they should have already been ordered, but if you didn't order yours, you can order it and do it next time. But we're going to be doing stones to Reverends Ann and Alan Quay, Roger Goodwin, and Jennifer Holder. So those are all of our transitioned ministers. Now there's an exciting opportunity. We are planning to apply for the Lilly Endowment. And we're submitting the proposal by June the 23rd, and we're seeking input from the congregation on what to include. The endowment is especially interested in programs that help congregations to explore and understand their rapidly changing social and cultural contexts, gain greater clarity about their values and mission, draw on practices from their theological and ecclesial traditions to adapt their ministries to the demands of their changing context. So if you have any ideas about what we should submit, please send in your information and go to the newsletter to get more information and to submit your ideas. So now we have SEE Week coming up, and Reverend Edith is going to be doing a class on prosperity, and I think she wanted to talk about it.
Well, okay, I'll talk about it. It's been a week. But so we're having a plethora of classes during SEE week. We have 8 classes. Yep. And 2 of them are one on ethics and one on diversity. Yeah, I should know that. So the one I'm teaching is prosperity. Okay, yep, you think it's about money, don't you? But it's not. It is not. It's about the abundance of the world. Oh, hey, Reverend Shad. Look who joined us. Reverend Shad Groverland, CEO, President, and CEO of Unity Worldwide Ministries. So glad you made it here, and his wife, Ariana. Thank you. So prosperity is more than money. Money is actually just a made-up thing, right? It's just a token, like some goods, right? Like in Africa, it used to be a cowrie shells used to be exchanged for money. So the paper and the coins that we spend, they have the energy that we put behind them. So prosperity, in my prosperity class, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to put you to work, and you'll have some things to read. So if you're interested, sign up. I think there's a QR code. Well, wherever it is, it's there. And there's some sheets outside that tell you about all the other classes that are going to happen during that first week in June, starting on Sunday, June 4th, going through June 9th. So we'd love to see you there. All right? Oh, and if anyone's interested in coming to church from 10 to 12 for my prosperity class, as opposed to online, which is going to be online, we're willing to do a hybrid. So if you're interested in coming here to our campus, let me know, and we'll make that happen. All right? Thank you.
One of the other classes that we're featuring today is self-care, and it's going to be led by Reverend Kelly Isola. And self-care involves making choices that reflects the consciousness of your well-being. And as you become aware of the care that you need to take of your mind, your spirit, and your body, you discover that you become your best self. You can make more contribution to your family, your community, and your world consciously. So the course is going to provide guidelines and action plans for instilling practices of self-care in the areas of awareness, mindfulness, setting boundaries, letting go, forgiveness, and self-love. Couldn't we all use more self-care? So that's going to be a really fun class. Now, Cynthia, one of the things the board is doing is they're offering a drawing so you can get a free SEE class.
Thank you, Carol. We have 4 drawings. Free. Just say free. Say free. Free. We want a full house for SEE. And we are going to have a drawing. And Najee, can I get your help, please? Can you come up? Thank you, Najee. Give him a hand, guys. So I want you to pick one of these cards because this is the lucky winner. All right, quick. Okay, Najee. Jacqueline Carter. All right, Jacqueline, congratulations. Jacqueline, stand up for us, please. Jacqueline is our first person to win the SEE, and Jacqueline is new to Unity of Gaithersburg, so that's really special that you won. You got to thank Najee for that. All right, we will have 3 more drawings, and so if you're interested, if you're not interested, if you're taking the class, take it again. Rev has already told me that you should probably take prosperity or you should take self-care because there are, what? If you're newer. And some of them are harder than others. And so this would be a beginning course. And I can't sit down without thanking Reverend Shad yesterday for the power of focus and how to grow your ministry. Guys, if you get a chance to hear him, please, please, please do this. This was 6 hours of impact about how to grow your church, mega church. who, what, and why you have to do this. He's taken us all the way back to the foundation of unity, to the Fillmore teachings, and so I'm begging Rev to have him to come back here so we can hear him. So it's not just, huh?
Say it out loud. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just
Yep,
was
yep.
just
I know.
so
It's your thoughts.
Yes. Okay. So I thank you so much. We look forward to talking with you in June and implementing your goals and our ideas and the dreams that we have for this church. So thank you. Harold?
As you all know, Unity is one of Unity's foundations is prayer. And so we have prayer chaplains who are available to pray with you. And today our prayer chaplain is Carol Johnson. So if you would like prayer, please see her after service in our prayer chaplain corner back in the corner. We also have a prayer team. And so if you would like to have prayer for anybody in your life or for yourself, we have a box in the back that there's papers back there that you can put your name or whoever you would like prayer for, put their name into the box, and they will be put on a prayer list. And the prayer team prays for everybody every day. And so we hold the space for the congregation and for people in the congregation about prayer. Right. Today's daily word is a blessing for mothers. The affirmation is, I bless all mothers with thoughts of gratitude. Let me say that again. I bless all mothers with thoughts of gratitude. There's nothing like a mother's love, so nurturing, caring, and warm. Today, I bless the women in my life who express this love in all they do. Whether it's the woman who raised me or any of the other women I know who so generously shared a mother's love, I have felt the care of God through their tender touch and encouraging words. Over the years, I have grown strong and confident under their kind direction and have relied upon their wisdom. The divine feminine flourishes on earth in the loving words and caring hands of mothers and all those who share a mother's love. I bless them and pray they know the love of God as they have shared it so generously with me. From 2 Kings, chapter 4, verse 30, then the mother of the child said, as the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave without you.
And now it is our meditative portion of this service. I invite you to take a moment and be still. Allowing yourself to come apart for just a few moments. And now I invite you to notice your breath. And just notice it. Perhaps you notice the rise and fall of your chest. Acknowledging its presence. As we have closed our eyes. and opened up to our inner eyes. And if you are more comfortable with your eyes open, I simply suggest that you have them at a half of a glaze. Gazing at one spot in the room. For there is no spot where God is not. And opening up to the feminine energy that is within us. Opening up to that space that is the intuitive space, where we feel love, where we experience the love, the power of love through our heart. And I invite you on this day to think about someone who mothered you. It may be your own mother or a mother in your lineage. It may be someone who you love and appreciate, who was a mentor, or someone who touched you that was not female, but used that feminine ability to nurture, to love, for us to feel. And so take a moment to think of that person. It may be a four-legged someone. And just allow it to go from your head of the thinking down into your heart. And perhaps there is a warm glow on your cheeks, or a smile on your lips as you think about that person or that animal that loved you and you loved it right back. We allow that feeling to move through our entire body as it does, acknowledging its presence, leading the way through the heart. And as we take a few moments to go into a time of silence together, we take that feeling with us, the feeling of love. Into the silence, we say, I am filled with the power of love. I am filled with the power of love. In the silence, we join our hearts together and go deeper in our listening. I am. I am. I am listening. I am listening deeply from within. And in this expanded state of consciousness, may we bring someone into our minds who may really want to be heard, who may really want us to listen, who may really want to experience the love that we have experienced. May you bring that someone to the surface by speaking their name out loud or in the silence of your beingness. Speaking a word of healing for our beloved Keith. Speaking a word for my mama, Arla. Speak these names in this consciousness of love. And know that we move their lives forward as we move ours forward with the activity, with the action of love. And as we gently bring ourselves back to the space and time, may we continue to listen deeply from our heart space, listening deeply within our own self, our intuitive self, such that we radiate out love into the planet. In this moment, at this particular time. And so it is. Amen. And amen and amen.
Somewhere beneath this sea of noise, we hear the angel's whispered voice. The song is there, the words are clear, and all we need is still right here. Listen. The harmony of wings in flight, the rising of the wind at night, the breaking of the ocean waves will call a heart that's half awake. The sound of every breath we take will free a soul from prison. Oh, listen. Oh, listen. Somewhere beneath this sea of noise, we hear the angel's whispered voice. The song is there, the words are clear. All we need is still right here. Oh, softest prayer. The sound of love is in the air. Oh, listen. Oh, listen. Somewhere beneath this sea of noise, we hear the angel's whispered voice. The song is there, the words are clear, and all we need is still right here. Oh, listen, listen. Oh, 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 listen. Listen.
Do we really listen? You think? Do you think? Yeah, I know. It's good to be honest. Like sometimes we listen, and sometimes we don't. Have you ever been in a place where it was so quiet you could hear your own heartbeat? Yeah? It's just wah, 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 wah. Have you ever been in a room filled with people and the stillness was so loud, so completely heard that you could hear a pin drop? Yeah? I think that happens when we meditate. When we sit in the silence. You know, I have you in silence for about 1.5 minutes, and some people say, really? That's all? Because it feels like this expanded, yet like it's so, the space is so big. It's like, when is she going to be done? Or some of us just take a nap. I hope it's not me, because then, you know, I'll forget to come back. You've been with me at some of those moments. And I'm like, oh, I better bring those people back. At that moment, it represents the stillness that is flowing through us now. And recently, I watched this 20-second TikTok video. And it was about a rescued squirrel. I know, right? I'll have to tell you about my squirrel stories another day. But later, the squirrel became a mom. A bunny was found by the family. It was abandoned in their garden. And this 20-second reel, I'm helping y'all out that don't understand TikTok. This reel showed the squirrel embracing, licking, and loving up on the baby bunny. The bunny was so moved, it squeezed itself up underneath the chin of the squirrel. And I'm sure in that moment, heartbeats were felt. Mm-hmm. And the bunny listened to this gesture, and the squirrel listened to the bunny, and they just had love, only love. And the caption read, "A mama and her babe." In that moment, the new mother figure was lost in the journey of love toward the bunny. In that moment, there was a listening from the feminine energy within. In that moment, there was a listening from the right brain. In that moment, the squirrel tapped into their own power. The TikTok reel never mentioned that it was a female bunny or a female squirrel. You see, the ability to love another is not dependent on a gender. We all have, we have feminine and masculine traits. We all have the right brain and the left brain. However way they say, that one side of the brain is the intuitive side and the other isn't. And now they say that's not true. That we actually have it's all flowing through us. It's not any separation. But if you want to take that on, that's fine too. 80% of the people in the world are right-handed. I don't believe it because I'm left-handed. I just think everybody's left-handed like me, right? But then I'm ambidextrous in some regards, and so I do a lot of things with both of my hands. As an electrician, I didn't have a choice, But they would say to me, go find a left-handed Allen wrench or whatever, and I go look, because I thought maybe. You don't understand. Okay. You might not even know what an Allen wrench is, okay? Some of you do? Okay, good. What about a Klein's? Yeah, that's an electrical tool. It's the name of the company, but it's yeah. But each of us have this power within us. This power, this capacity to love. And we're celebrating Mother's Day, and all of you who are mothers or have been mother figures of some sort to someone, I celebrate you today. But we're talking about what power looks like. Why is that? Because this month, our spiritual power is power. And it is the ability to master and control. I don't mean like controlling someone else's life, no. I mean controlling the innate ability within us to be peaceful, to be loved, to be generous, to have empathy, compassion. That we have these abilities we get to tap into. The disciple represented by the power of power is Philip. And the color is? Purple. You know it. Some of us just had to wear purple today. Just because we could. And if you didn't, you have a few more weeks to do it. Something like that. You have the 21st and the 28th. Wear some purple and make you happy. You can come and wear a hat if you want. And look, you don't have to be female to wear one. That would be so much fun. But anyway, back to purple. So the location of in the body of purple is the root of the tongue. So think about that being the power center. And think about the times in your life when you felt powerless. At those times, now I don't know about you, but I know for myself, when I felt powerless, it was hard to speak. It was hard to articulate what I wanted to say because I didn't think I had power. I know, just be with that. And to know that it's here, the root of the tongue, where your breath goes in and energizes and oxygenates your body. To know that that is the center of power. And some people use power in very not so loving, negative ways. We hear it all around us, don't we? Huh? You turn on television, you hear negativity being spoken out of somebody's mouth, lies spoken out of someone's mouth. Perhaps you even hear it around you because that energy is a little infectious. But what we like to do is, at least what I like to do, I have to just say from my standpoint is, I like to say, okay, so how can I turn that around? The negative words, the negative thoughts, the negative images, to looking at something more positive. And really, the only way to get there is for me to have it happen within me. Right? That I can't get it, I can't give it, if I'm not willing to be it. That each of us have that ability to do that. Now, in the Revealing Word, our book of metaphysical terms by Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, he says this about power. That spiritual power is omnipresent. It is released in our body by spiritualizing our consciousness. That this divine energy will surge through us as we erase negative thoughts from consciousness and become one with God mind. In that moment, that squirrel and that bunny, they had love. Pouring out through each other. Love, pulsating, radiating, vibrating, till they couldn't help but just love each other up. And there was no sense of, oh, wait a minute, but I'm a squirrel and you're a bunny. We're not supposed to do that. I was almost going to swear and say BS. Okay, all right, I'll just think it instead, or you fill in the blanks. That what we're talking about here is how we get to love each other no matter what we look like. That there is no boundaries. We make them. And we can lose them, just like we made them up. Huh? Because if we look around this room, or you look around out there in Love Streaming Land, that you'll see differences in different people, in different situations, different heights, different, butt sizes. I shall have one. And I'm trying to learn how to be proud of it. But anyway, when we see these seeming differences, then all we have to do is think about the squirrel and think about the bunny. As our example. As our example that Jesus the Christ showed us. There are people who loved him up and people who didn't. Why? Because he was a little Jewish boy who liked other people. People who were different. The Gentiles, those folks who weren't Jewish. Why you go over there with those people, Jesus? He saw no difference. He saw no difference. Like the squirrel and the bunny. He saw a beating heart. He saw that energy that radiates out. That energy that is felt through the power of the heart. And the heart metaphysically means that heart is love, and it is affectional consciousness in man. That it is the faculty through which man receives love from being. You see, we have to be love. And anything else that we are being is not. And when it's not, it's simply a call to love. A call to love more from ourselves. Not like, I'm going to love you so you'll be okay. No. We can't make somebody else be okay. But we can work on our own conditioning, our own heart-centered self-consciousness in a way that people get you. So what is get you? It might be ethnic, but anyway, so getting you is like really like your vibe, you're vibing. You ever had a conversation with someone and you're just like, the flow is there. You're talking and it's like you're in it and all that. And then you thought you were talking 5 minutes, but it was an hour and a half. And you're like, whoa, we've been talking a long time. That is the vibration and the energy that I'm talking about here. That when we get to shift our consciousness, right? Consciousness being awareness in metaphysical terms, metaphysics being that which is beyond the physical. So metaphysical, beyond the physical. When we get metaphysics and then get what consciousness is, and we look at the metaphysical part of it, then we get to know that consciousness is the awareness that we have of the love, faculty, capacity that we get to have now. Oh, I'm on fire now. And so when we really know that like the consciousness within us, that it's the consciousness that is full of spirit, and we see spirit as this great big capacity of beingness that has no boundaries, that we call God sometimes, we call Buddha sometimes, we call it all kinds of names because it is nameless really. Huh? But because we have we just want to name things, like we name people when they're born, they get a name, and then maybe they choose another name another day, right, Indira? And then sometimes we just have to say, okay, I get it. So we have a name for God. God is good. Yeah. All the time, God is good. And that when we feel that energy that is there, we know that we're listening through our heart. And that when we listen, that those words that are spelled listen contain the same letters as silent. I know, you got that You got that going on, huh? Silence is a space between the words. Every word we say has to involve space. Otherwise, they'd run around like this and that, and you'd never be able to understand what anybody was saying because they were talking so fast. But when you listen to some rappers, the words are so fast, you have to kind of go back and say, what is it? What are they saying? And it's beautiful, like poetry. Now, I'm not talking gangster rap, I'm just saying. But even me had to learn and discover that, because I didn't know that there's a difference. That there is this rap that can happen, and it's like poetry. Like I talked about that teacher last week, right? The Paul Lawrence Dunbar kind of teacher, Miss Bozeman. And that we get to listen to the still small voice. And Vietnamese Buddhist monk who transitioned in January of 2022, Thich Nhat Hanh, he said, listening is a very deep practice. You have to empty yourself. You have to leave space in order to listen. And from the book of Psalm, chapter 37:4, our Bible verse for today says, listen to God in the silence of your heart, and you will know the perfect plans for you. It said his, but I changed it. Because that perfect plan for each of us it resides here in our intuitive space, in the back of our tongue where power resides. That's where, when we listen from a full body's perspective, then we're able to listen to that intuitive voice. We're able to listen from the space of love. We're able to deeply listen so that we know precisely what is ours to do. In Psalm 46:10, it said, be still and know I am God. Thich Nhat Hanh encourages us to hear these words as our own. I am determined to practice deep listening. I am determined to practice loving speech. I'll say that again. I am determined to practice deep listening. I am determined to practice loving speech. Here it is. Deeply listen to your heart. Deeply listen to your intuitive space. Deeply listen to that which is radiating within. Yeah. Deeply listen so much that it bursts out from you to draw in others who love too. Deeply listen to that still small voice. Deeply listen, for it is within us. Not out there. Here. Point to here. It's here. Point to here. It's here. When you listen, you're listening here. You can cover your ears, and it's like a vacuum, because it's calling us to that space between the words. And our affirmation for today will assist us with going even deeper. Here it goes. I'll say it once and then invite you to say it a couple of times with me. I am deeply listening from the power within me where God resides. Together. I am deeply listening from the power within me where God resides. Again, I am deeply listening from the power within me where God resides. Okay, here's a little bit of, it's not sign language, I'm just making this up. I am deeply listening from the power within me where God resides. Feel those words. Allow them to resonate in your entire body and feel them. Feel them deeply, deeply, deeply as I say them out loud. I am deeply listening from the power within me where God resides. Together, I am deeply listening from the power within me where God resides. It's up to us, people. It's up to each of us. We take 100% responsibility for our lives. Period. Have a great day.
What's going on now? What's that I hear? Kind of like a whisper, but it's perfectly clear. Can't explain, don't know what it's about. Is it coming from the inside out? it's got something to say. It always shows me the way. It's the still small voice, reminding me that I'm not alone, never far from home. I'll do my best to hear, to clear out all of the noise, for the still small voice might be the voice of reason, or it might be going crazy. Oh, but I swear it's an angel living inside of me. It's the still small voice, reminding me that I'm not alone, never far from home. I'll do my best to hear, to clear out all of the noise, but it's still small voice, for the still small voice, small voice, for the still small voice, small voice.
Now is the time for our tithes and offerings. And we had talked a little bit about sharing stories about tithes and offerings. And so I'm going to share a story. Last year, I started receiving Social Security, and it was new additional income. And I had already been tithing on my old income, and I had it deducted. And when I got this, so I said, okay, this is new income to me, so I'm going to start tithing on it. When I added that amount of money to the amount of money I already was, it felt like too much. And so I went, so, you go, oh. But then I went, but, that's not very much money. So what I did is I set up a second tithe of that amount of money coming out right after my Social Security check went in the bank. And I set it up, and it was a small enough amount of money. When added to the other, it was too much, but by itself, it was okay. And so, it's not what our brain does with us. And so I started doing that, and I don't miss it at all. So it's easy to do. You just have to figure out how to trick your brain. So you all know, if you're new here, we have a box in the back that you can put your donation in. There are envelopes behind the chair that you can put your cash into. We welcome checks, $100 bills, whatever you feel that you want to donate. You can also text, use the text to give, and follow the prompts. Okay, so let's do our divine love offering blessing. Divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good morning. Hey, that works. I'll try that again. Good morning. Good morning. So today we've got some wigglies because Miss Akosua did something that Miss Akosua never does, which is let them have cupcakes. So what you're seeing is the effect of those cupcakes. So if we could have a seat, I'd appreciate that. Mia, Jaden, have a seat. So that's why I usually send the cupcakes or the chocolate or the apples or whatever it is home with y'all. So today we started working on, here, why don't I hold that for you? Okay.
Just hold it on across my arm.
Okay. So today we started on what, Andrew? What are they called?
Heart agreements.
Yes, and let's, these are by no means exhaustive because we still need to continue with them, but Andrew's going to read the ones we've come up with so far.
Heart agreements. Don't be disruptive. Be grateful, pick up trash, be polite and kind, be considerate, do your best. If something messes up, try again, and don't give up.
Thank you. And then, in honor of Mother's Day, it is Mother's Day, but it's also International Family Day. But instead of sending them home with all the little cards and stuff, we wanted to honor all of those women in our lives who have stood up, showed up, been there in the trenches with us. So people told us the names like Auntie Juju and Matu and Auntie Jacqueline and Anna and Abuela and Nana and Lindy Nan and Mommy and all of those. What we will invite you to do, Andrew, let them see that. What they will invite you to do, hold on. And Mama, and Auntie Kathy and all that. So we invite you, because they didn't leave a whole lot of room here, so that shows you how important these people are to them. We'll put this out in the hallway, and you can jot your own names down there as well. So, Mamacita Kayla S. Clark is on here as well. So, I want to show this, and here it is. Your mic is
It's on now. I want to honor you for Happy Mother's Day to you, my beloved.
Thank you.
Here. But it's two of them. I'll tell you why later.
Okay. All righty.
There you go.
And
I'll just
then,
take 'em. Thank you. Yeah.
listen to you, Najee. Aw. And then, can you come forward, please? So we have an announcement.
Announcements.
Jaden, could you stop running? I'd appreciate that. So last week, was it? Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, there was the YOU rally for the Eastern region, which stretches from Maine to Maryland and Virginia and Massachusetts and New Hampshire and Vermont, 13 states. So at that YOU rally, what happened there was they voted on the regional officers to start next year. Tavion was voted a regional officer for the Eastern region. Now, here's what's so cool about it. All 3 regional officers that got voted on there are all 9th graders, and it never happens for 9th graders. So it was particularly poignant that they recognize his leadership this soon. So what are you going to do about that, Bud?
Well, I'm gonna just try and make the most of it. You know, I'm excited, and I just love how like they recognize me and recognize my abilities this early on. So I just can't wait, and I'm glad to serve.
Thank you. So I know that's a little longer than we typically go, but we had some real announcements. And in the packet, we're getting ready to do that. And so before we do that, I just want to say that all of us, Miss Jill and I, and all of the other teachers and the volunteers who come, we truly do appreciate your commitment to youth and family ministry, and also your commitment to some days it's 3, some days it's 10, some days it's 12, some days it's 2, so whatever. And that seems to be kind of what's happening in YFM all over the country for the most part. But anyhow, with that being said, we do appreciate you and we want to honor you as well. So thank you. Okay.
Word of the day.
Oh, yes. Our word of the day is what?
Blessing for mothers.
Yes, blessings for mothers. And in their packet today, we're going to... Yes, we're getting ready to. Also, in their packet, it's also International Families Day, just in case you didn't know that. And in the packet are all kinds of families. So those who have the packets, you'll just take a look at that and you'll see pictures with grandparents and stuff. So we're getting ready to... Okay, Jaden, you're up. Okay, so what's the rule? Say it just loud enough for people in here and maybe the parking lot, but not down the street. Okay?
Wait, what did you say?
I said just say it so that only the people in here can hear it. You can say it loud, but not real loud. Go ahead. I'm gonna let it work.
I am the light of the world. I live as the light.
Okay.
You are the light of the world. You live as a light.
We are the light of the world. We live as the light.
Thank you. And as you go throughout your week, I invite you to powerfully listen. Listen to that still small voice within you.
Listen to God.
God, where God resides. You're right. Have a wonderful week, everybody.
The music ministry would like to thank Steve Long for sitting in today for JP. So I invite you to go out and shine. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light.